Hey everybody, it's Mr. Wagstaff. Cool stuff to talk about today. So yesterday we tried to give a broad overview of how income and education can affect your lifestyle. Today we're going to, I've tried to break down some examples, generally condensed macro ideas of lifestyles, a handful of them, and basically walk you through the general ideas of what you would need if you wanted to live certain types of lifestyle. And hopefully the information today can be applied to any other more obscure lifestyles that you're thinking about. But I want to give you some examples today to kind of guide you in the direction of how your life choices, your finances, and your education affect the lifestyle that you'll have, that you choose. Let's go ahead and get started. So I tried to break down these lifestyles into some larger chunks. So hopefully it will encompass a lot of people. It won't encompass everybody. Everybody will have a different lifestyle than these few options I have here. But I wanted to walk you through a few of them so you could understand what we mean when we talk about lifestyle in general. So the first thing is, how do you determine what lifestyle that you want? Well, we all have like values distilled in us and our goals. So that's going to be a huge part of this. Like what you don't want to choose a lifestyle that goes against your values. Like I don't want to go be, a hired assassin. That would go against my values. I don't know if that's a real job or not. I've seen enough movies. And goals, like what do you want to achieve in life? Those two things kind of have to fit together here, and I'll put you in a general direction. But and it sounds kind of silly, one of the first things you need to do is visualize your ideal life. Truly think about what do you want, all right? I mean, you gotta be realistic about it. I mean, hey, if you're like, I wanna be on a yacht, at 21 years old that I own the world, might not be realistic. But truly think about like where you wanna be in life, what you want, and then fight for it. So different lifestyles help achieve what people want. So the first one here, I've named the secure and stable lifestyle. The easiest way of doing this one is talk about me, because this is pretty much what my lifestyle is the secure and stable lifestyle. I wanted it to be consistent. I wanted to know what to expect. I wanted to have a clear step of moving forward. Nothing wild, nothing crazy, but gradually be able to be in control at all times. So that's kind of what I wanted. So I'm a school teacher. How did I do that? Number one, basically choose a job in which fits my skill set, which is teaching. All right, and being able to talk and tell stories. That's kind of my skill set. Also, it's a secure job, a job that is consistent. So I'm pretty sure I can be a teacher as long as I want to be a teacher, as long as, I don't do anything dumb or I get really bad at my job, that I should be able to, there's job security here. And my job, because this job is pretty recession proof and people always need teachers. Knowing that, what did I have to do? Well, I had to go get a bachelor's degree. All right, so that was the education necessary for my career, which is going to help me in my secure and stable lifestyle. So I got a degree. Then, after I got a degree, all right, I needed to get more certifications in my career set that will help me grow. All right, because obviously secure and stable, I want to keep growing, making more money, and in teaching, one of the ways in North Carolina that I can make more money is get a certification of a national board certified teacher. So I was already a teacher. I wasn't going to lose my job or anything like that, but by getting additional certifications, I get a slight pay raise, which is hooray, and it will be there as long as I keep the certification. So that is secure and stable, right? That's another example. It's very safe. I'm not buying a yacht, but it's safe, it's consistent, normal income. I can plan years in advance if I need to because, again, secure and stable. One of the other things that is really important in all these lifestyles is being able to adapt when things change. So your career is a big part of your lifestyle. We talk about work and life balance. Being able to adapt in the career that you choose is pivotal to your lifestyle. No more adaptation to new trends in education. than virtual, which you're watching right now. Being a virtual teacher was an adaptation. So I was already a teacher, but in order to continue to do it and be good at my job, in my secure, I had to adapt. And I adapted enough that I really enjoy it and continue to do it even after COVID's long gone, and we can continue doing the same thing for those people that enjoy it and prefer it. So like teaching virtually, this is an adaptation. So these are examples in my life of the secure and stable lifestyle that I want. My wife is a teacher. So we, have the same days off, have holidays off. So that's the lifestyle that we chose. It's secure, it's stable, have a pretty good work-life balance. Even though with virtual, I can spend way more. Anyway, let's start talking about me. The question here is, why is having professional certification important for a secure and stable lifestyle? So professional certification, the example I gave was being national board certified. It helps me, be more respected in my career, more money, that's good. But it's also, the professional certification is also talking about like my teaching license, which I got when I got my bachelor's degree. But I had to have these certifications like my teaching license, which came with my bachelor's degree from East Carolina because it's a combo thing. Having that certification allows me to be licensed and validates my job. And as long as I have that and I've chosen a secure job, I should be able to keep the continuous lifestyle. So answer that completely, and we're moving on. All right, let's use some other examples. All right, you'll notice all these lifestyles seem to similarly follow the same pattern. Like this lifestyle here, active and outdoors oriented lifestyle. If you just want to be outside, the idea of doing what I do, of being inside a building, whether it's an office job or teaching or whatever, and you're inside all day, just could not do that. I got to be outside. I got to roam free like the ancestors. All right. So a lot of people view that. So I tried to put together what an active and outdoors lifestyle might look like. So this is going to the idea, if you want a lifestyle, your career and what you do for income should somewhat interact with what you do in your free time. Like if you enjoy being outside, you should probably look for a career outside. So you need an education to have a career outside in which you are paid for. Most of these, all of these, there's some type of education you have to have for whichever lifestyle that you want. So this is, I randomly picked one. This is a bachelor's degree in adventure and outdoor education. This is going out, either teaching people how to live in the outdoors, conservation, working at national parks. All of those things are possible in outdoor-oriented careers, and they're going to require some type of education. But there's not necessarily has to be a bachelor's degree. It can be associate's degree, and we'll talk about the difference of those in an upcoming lesson. But some type of education and certification to allow you to be employed and do something outside. They often are going to want you, so say you want to go work at a national park. They're going to see your work experience. And you're like, that's why I'm applying to get work experience. You're like, sorry, we need somebody with experience. You'll see that a lot. And it seems really frustrating. You're like, if you won't hire me, how am I going to get work experience? So this is where volunteering, all right, and doing stuff like that is really important on resumes, especially in jobs that are probably highly sought after, like park rangers and things like that, and doing things outside. It's probably more people fight for those jobs than there are coming for my job. So to set yourself apart, you want to do volunteer and do a lot of stuff outside. And if that's your desired lifestyle, you're probably doing that anyway. But I randomly grabbed, place that's recruiting for internships or looking for volunteer work here. This is from Washington State, but they're very, very commonly and easy to find places to go get experience working in conservation. If you're trying to get a job in conservation, and even though you're not getting paid for this, it will look really good on the application when you're applying for these outdoor jobs. One of the more important aspects of this is physical fitness. I'm not saying you have to be a professional athlete, but if you wanted to go, obviously, if an outdoors active person and you wanted to, like, be a fitness coach or something like that, obviously you have to, do fitness because you're teaching other people how to stay physically fit. But being outdoors is a lot of work. Just movement constantly, and being physically fit and being healthy is going to be a pivotal part of that. Because if your physical ability prevents you from doing, a lot of the manual stuff that's going to take place, being a park ranger or being able to travel and all these other things, it's going to negatively impact your lifestyle, and you won't be able to have your outdoors style lifestyle if you're not healthy. So fitness is very, very important so that you can continue to have the lifestyle that you want. Because if you're like wildly overweight or something like that, that prevents you from doing the physical activities necessary in these outdoor careers, it's going to pretty much make this lifestyle, as far as making it part of your career as well, an impossibility. And then networking. Oh, we talked about this yesterday. A lot of it's who you know, not necessarily what you know. And I said networking for outdoor, and there's tons of them that come up. This one it looks like in Colorado, digital networking sessions for people that work out. So people that are outside, this is like during COVID, you still need to network. There's like digital sessions like Google Meets. You can meet up with other people and just talk, because it's all ends up being who you know in those relationships when it comes down to a lot of the hiring processes, which, again, as we talked about yesterday, seems wildly unfair. And we can sit here and say it's so unfair that it comes down to who knows who in these hiring processes, and we can complain about it all day. It's how it works. Play the game. All right? We're all in this game together. Play the game, and you got to network. So in these highly sought after jobs, like in the outdoor sector, because there's not a lot of jobs out there and a lot of people want to do it, networking is key. So the question here is, why is personal fitness and health such a priority for someone who lives an active and outdoors oriented lifestyle? So we talked about that. Pause me, answer that completely. We're moving on. All right, entrepreneurial and creative lifestyle. Entrepreneurial, what does that mean? Somebody that wants to go create their own business. They don't want a boss, they're gonna make their own boss. They want to be in charge of their own life. They can wake up when they want, go to bed when they want. They don't want somebody telling them what to do. A lot of people want this, a lot of market out there for it. So when it comes to education, all right, so bachelor's degree is good, mainly because business owners, it is strongly encouraged that business owners have what's called an MBA, a Master's in Business Administration, which comes after your bachelor's degree. All right, and again, we'll talk about the difference in associates, bachelor's, and master's in a future lesson, but it's a pretty high degree for somebody who's not going to apply for a job. And you're like, why do you need all these degrees? Well, because the MBA specifically prepares you to run your own business. The amount of red tape and bureaucracy and taxes and permits and all of these things that you're going to have to create a business, the MBA helps prepare you for that. So the MBA really helps you navigate the complexities of starting a business. All right. So while it seems like being entrepreneurial or creative and just make it on your own, that you can just go do it, there is like prep work and thought that goes into it. And again, the MBA is strongly encouraged. Not only that, somebody creates a business and they have a high school diploma, everybody's like, good luck, hope it works for you, because you could do that. However, if you have your MBA, it's really going to give the community and other investors a lot more motivation to get involved with your business, which is the equivalent of just throwing you a lifeline when you need it, because you clearly are competent and know what you're doing. So an MBA is extremely preferred if you're just going into the entrepreneurial area. So even not applying for a job, having an education is very helpful. So one of the things that is sometimes overlooked in the entrepreneurial is work experience. Like, I'm not even applying like anywhere. This is my own company. I would hire myself. I don't need work experience. Having hands-on experience in whatever, like if you're going to open up a coffee shop, all right? Having worked in a coffee shop before just as a barista would be really helpful in understanding how coffee shops work. So having hands-on experience in whatever business avenue you're going to is going to be very helpful when you try to create a business, because not having that experience is usually a recipe for disaster. So I also referred to this as the entrepreneur and creativity lifestyle. Why is that? Well, say you're a painter and you want to open up a paint studio. All of a sudden, you have this very creative mind. You then have to go do probably what might be next to your natural ability and understand how to run a business. All right? Those are two different parts of mind. One's creative, one's very logic-based. Entrepreneurials have the same issue. Well, they might be all logic-based and they want to open up a coffee shop. All right? And here's the numbers, here's the facts, here's what we have to buy, here's what we have to do. You have to be very creative because you're creating something that nobody else has made before. You're an entrepreneurial, right? You're a business owner. You have to find the market, right? Maybe don't open up a coffee shop in between 5 other coffee shops, or whatever goes into not having a successful business, not planning it out, not advertising correctly. You have to be very creative to help your business work. So not only is there very much the logical aspect of it, of starting the business, but there's also a very specific creativity side that helps you thrive. So you have to have both the business acumen and the creativity aspect in order to make it on your own. And the MBA, again, the MBA is widely considered to be a very necessary part of somebody that's trying to create and grow their own business. Networking. Networking and entrepreneurship is wildly important. Why is it important, Mr. Wagstaff? Well, I'm glad you asked. So when you're a business on your own, being able to work with other businesses can help both of you. So it's like when social media or TikTok stars or whatever the social media is, and they collab with each other. I really want to put some pictures up here of like famous collaborations on social media between content creators. And I don't know any of them because I'm an old, so I didn't. But it's the same thing. That's networking. That businesses that work together, get to know each other, work together, and it makes more money for everybody. So also, networking helps you find the best prices, the best avenues, better ideas. It helps mergers and acquisitions as you get older. Networking is pivotal in entrepreneurship because your business is kind of out there on its own, and it helps you create this safety net of the people that you know. So a lot of businesses fail, and that's okay. I want to point that out there. So the way the United States government is designed, you have LLCs and blah, blah, blah. Get into that maybe a little bit in this course. So it's okay for your business to fail. A lot of people who are really, really successful at business have had a business that's failed before. So if you try to be an entrepreneur and you fail at it, that's fine. Try again. The government has things in place that try to prevent from completely ruining your whole life if your business fails, if you set it up correctly, which is things like the MBA teaches you how to do. So if it collapses, you can basically wipe it away and start over. All right, you will have to start over at zero, but you don't have to start over at negative $1 million if that's what you lost. But here's some of the reasons they failed in 2019. There was no market needed. You made a coffee shop and there's already 40 coffee shops there, and you didn't make any money. No more cash. It costs a lot of money. You have to spend money to make money. If you don't have enough money up front, you can't ever really get off the ground. You don't launch, you never make money. Not the right people, not networking. Out-competed, which is, you're getting smaller here sometimes. Just coffee shop opened up across the street and they were better. That happens. That's fine. Just turn around and then make an ice cream shop. Entrepreneurial in the United States, there is benefits and the government encourages this. So there's a lot of things that you can do that, some safety nets to keep you from completely losing everything if your business goes under. So the question here is, why is an MBA recommended for individuals who want to lead a creative and entrepreneurial lifestyle? So pause me, answer that completely. We're moving on. All right, adventure-oriented lifestyle. All right. If you're like, man, I just want adventure, outside, like whatever, I just got to go. I want to travel. I want to be gone. I want to just be different places all the time. So like, I don't want to be a park ranger. I don't want to go like to the same mountain every day. Like, I want to be different places. So there are jobs that would fit into that lifestyle. All right. There's a couple that come to mind. Number one, being a travel agent. All right. And so being a travel agent, while yes, you're going to basically do office work or work on your computer, there's definitely work there to organize other people's travels. Travel agents do a lot of traveling themselves because they're networking very heavily with the airlines and other stuff, and they get a lot of benefits that allow them to take these trips that typically they would not be able to afford, because there's almost like advertisement, because a lot of these like airlines and hotels will give travel agents these huge deals so that the travel agents will go experience it and come back and tell all the people that that they're creating vacations for, like, hey, this hotel is super awesome, I was just there, it's really cool, and then they pay the full price. But you have to have either a degree, a certificate. You still have to be educated as a travel agent. And travel agencies will have their own criteria for exactly what you need, but you'll probably need at least an associate's degree and then be a certified travel agent. Travel agents, you pretty much have to enjoy traveling. That's a big part of it. If you don't like traveling, probably don't be a travel agent, because they want you to travel. The places that you are promoting want to give you gifts of like free stays and things like that, or discounted at least, in order to market their services. So if you like traveling, travel agents are a good one of doing that. But again, your entire life is planning other people's vacations, and then you get to occasionally take one yourself. If you're like, okay, Mr. Rex, that's still, like when I say travel, I just never want to be here ever, all right? Flight attendant or a pilot. Literally, they fly places. A lot of times they stay overnight and then they'll fly back. And they travel all the time. So travel agents, stewardesses, and pilots, these are just super travel adventure heavy careers, because you're always going to a new country, a new place, constant travel. All right. And unless it has changed here recently, if you're a flight attendant, you pretty much get to fly for free, and so does your family. And if that has changed recently, which it could have, because rules change in flights all the time, that's disappointing. But that's been a perk since I can remember, that free flights wherever you want to go. And so tons of opportunities there. Now, if you want to go into the adventure lifestyle and you want to travel all these new places, especially say you want to go back to this picture here, skydiving, you want to open up a skydiving school, all right? Well, regardless if you're a travel agent, regardless if you're a stewardess, whether you want to open your own business and the entrepreneurial aspect of adventure, one of the more important aspects of this is learning foreign languages. In America, we usually only know English, which kind of puts us at a disadvantage to other countries who know usually multiple languages. Knowing a foreign language is going to be very helpful in your adventure lifestyle, as you're going to be going to new places, not only interacting with them for your needs, but if you want to start being a travel agent for not just America, but for Mexico and Puerto Rico and things like that, not only maybe people there want to travel to the United States, but being able to contact hotels and stuff there and be able to speak in their native language really will open up a lot of doors. Speaking of opening up a lot of doors, and I know you're going to be shocked, networking. Networking is wildly important, all right? You're a travel agent. It's good to get to know all the other travel agents, because, hey, maybe there's another travel agency has an opening with more money. There's all these different travel agents. Who do we pick? The one that you know. So networking is, just as it is in every job market, is extremely important to getting hired. And so networking, having those social skills with other people with your same lifestyle and profession, very necessary. So the question is, how does having language skills benefit individuals who are looking to start their own adventure-oriented business or company? We had talked about that, so pause me, answer that completely. We're moving on. All right, and then one last one here. If you're like a community-oriented lifestyle, you really just want to like stay in your small community, build up your community, whatever that could look like what are the steps to that? Education is key here. If you went to a 4-year degree route with a bachelor's degree, you'd be doing like a communications major. A degree in communications really helps marketing, sales, especially on the smaller level. You can go up to the bigger levels, but having a communications degree is very helpful. Sometimes, depending on the state and the certification, you need to have an elementary, middle school teacher, but usually those need a specific license. Being in the community, all right, and having a job for the lifestyle, all right, you probably do need a degree of some point to be hired by the city council or city hall or the county or the town itself for event planners and sales representatives and whatever they need. So that is why a degree is necessary to keep this lifestyle, because you need to get a job associated with it. So community volunteers, this is a huge way of getting work experience and getting known in the community. And this isn't just going like picking up trash on the streets or whatever. Go coach a third graders basketball team. They don't know nothing. They're like, I've never played basketball. They haven't either. So there's all types of stuff. You can organize events and just an Easter egg hunt. There's all types of stuff in communities where you can volunteer and get yourself known. Is a great way of networking there. And one of the most important things, and this is kind of a natural aspect in if you want to be just part of the community, you got to have interpersonal skills. You have to have strong communication skills. If you're working with the community, you have to communicate with the community at all times and be it almost feels like you're a part of a bigger family, but you have to be able to communicate. You have to have interpersonal skills, be able to have teamwork, self-awareness, emotional intelligence. You really have to enjoy being around people and working with people and striving to make the community better as a whole. So these things are kind of a natural necessity for community-oriented lifestyle. So the question here, what is the primary benefit of having strong communication and interpersonal skills in a community-oriented lifestyle? Well, the benefit is the fact that if you can work well with people, people want to work with you. If you can't work well with people and you don't have those abilities, then it's a whole nother problem. All right, that's what I got for you guys today. See y'all tomorrow.